welcome back to a writerly night from the vault section. I am the speaker today. My name is Phương and this is my sister, the author of the...
I am Tandin, author of the Love Anyway short story collection, and this is my first time recording for the From the Vault session. So hopefully this will work, huh?
Yeah, because we sisters, but anyway, and just be free. We can talk, we can chill, we can have coffee, and maybe our audience have a cup of coffee and join with us listening.
Yeah, it's just a cozy chat session.
Yes, and they will maybe develop their thinking, chilling, having a really good writerly night, right?
Yeah, but no embarrassing question.
I think no one will ever wondering about that kind of question.
But you will.
Myself will not.
Of course.
You are my sister and you say I will? Really? We spent 30 years together and then you say I will.
Anyways, this is a writerly night from the vault session where we will being unhinged and chaotic and just purely writerly will express. So this is episode 1 and we will dissect the dark side of Burnin Love.
I hopefully that the dark side will be a little bit peaceful and bright, not really truly so dark. I'm not really into the dark side because I'm a sunny, lovely girl. But anyway.
Yeah, but I like the dark side. So
okay, then it's up to you. You are the author. I'm just the one who talking and discussing with you because I'm truly curious about the first story of the Love Anyway. I remember the name and the title is Burnin Love, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Burnin Love. It's Burnin Love.
Actually, I'm to be honest, although we are blood sister, blood relationship. However, I'm curious about the inspiration behind the story.
Well, the inspiration behind the story. Many of you will see that in the story I retell the story of a love seeker, the protagonist, but the true inspiration is from Dido's song Burnin Love, which the title kind of take after her song's title. And so with the song there's a sense of unrequited love, but the girl in the song keep holding on to that, and there was a sense of holding on to the idealism of love instead of seeing love for what it is. So that's why I wrote that kind of story.
Sounds like you. Sounds so much like you.
I know.
And then my next question coming up is that you is one of the main character, the girl with the 30 years old because it's the same age with you.
Yeah,
I know. In the story?
I know. 30 years old kind of weird because the protagonist is 30 years old and I'm 30 years old and then I would say
you said yes.
No.
Yes.
I just
now
say
you say no. So is it yes? It's no?
I just say that I would totally understand if some of the readers might misunderstand that the protagonist is me. But I would leave that question to your imagination because I think that the freedom of the readers is the choice to put themselves into the story. So it's the same as my freedom to put myself into the story that I write as a writer. So I can be any protagonist in the whole collection of Love Anyways. So I put a piece of myself inside every little story. So I can be in Burnin Love, or I can be in the box, or I can be in Lost in Translation, anywhere. But to say that a part of me is more like the protagonist in Burnin Love, that would be more correct. Because with me, love used to be an ideal. And I think to everyone out there, love is always an ideal. For example, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, he said that love has the power to cure everything, every sickness, every disease, every terminal illness, but you should be better to not believe in it. And I think that he's true. He said the fact.
Yeah, you know, even me myself sometimes when I'm in the difficult situation, loss of everything, losing everything, and some kind of thinking in my mind coming to help me to self myself that like at least I still have love left over for me.
Yeah.
Because I have love from family, from my best friends, from supporters around my life, even from my pet, my lovely cat.
Yeah.
That's something that you cannot see, but can only feel from your heart. And because it's only the feeling, you will not sure if it's there or it's not. Maybe sometimes you will feel it's only your imagination, sometimes it's not. And you cannot be so sure, and because of that, some people feel insecure
That's
when
true.
they feel love.
That's
when
true.
they see that they in love. And in that burning love story, the girl with it at the age of 30 years old, when I read that story, I feel I'm the third person in that coffee shop.
Really?
Yes, despite the barista, of course.
Of course.
I'm like the stranger,
Yeah.
and sitting in the corner, or maybe the next person sitting to that girl, and randomly overheard the story between the conversation between her and the barista, and then somehow I feel that I myself become one part of that story
Of
as
the
well.
story, yeah.
Yes, that's how I feel as the third point of view in that story.
Yeah.
And I feel like the fire inside that girl, and that fire is like the eternal flame,
Yeah.
and make me remind me of that kind of music, Eternal Flame. Very, very famous. Used to be very famous in that like 80s, 90s.
Yeah, we
right?
are from that generation anyway, so
Yeah. So maybe, guys, trust me, maybe if you were born
in the 90s,
in the
yeah.
80s, you might be very interested into this story. It's not like because you're in Gen J's generation, you will not be interested. I'm not saying that. However, you might feel you belong to the story so much.
Yeah. It gives up that like age-old feelings, like a sensation that the story is built for a different kind of readers. It targeted towards like a mature mindset, I would say, because it has that kind of slowness. Because I wanted to write something that you have to sit down. You have to sit down and take a very, very slow read of every sentences. Because for me, writing is about a very lonely and difficult craft. And with that kind of craft, you have to have a master skill at putting every word into little puzzle pieces. So for that kind of art piece, it will be a disrespect to the artist if you just skim through the pages.
Yeah. Because you reminded me of a saying somebody, or maybe I read somewhere. I don't remember. My memory is really bad.
Oh, no, that's nothing.
Some people just say like when you read something, first step is only read it. The second step, reading the second line from the main line, and then you will have to understand it, recap, and then you have to experience the real thing from what you read. And from experience, you will gain your own understanding, and from your own understanding, you will gain your own knowledge, and that from then you can go back to step one and you read it again, and you will feel like you explore the whole new world from that speech. That's the reason why when I read it the second time, I have a different feeling.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? It's strange though, because like recently I have a very kind of eerie experience with one of the book that I have read. I think it's Brothers Karamazov.
Oh, you used to talk about it a lot.
I know.
Trust me. In 3 years, you talk about it almost every single day. every time I met you, you kept talking about it, and I was like, come on, please. I'm not a big fan of literature, I'm not a big fan of something so luxurious, so high-end literature, and I cannot understand. I almost understand nothing.
I know, but like Fyodor Dostoevsky. Fyodor Dostoevsky is like a nightmare for every readers and writers also. But yeah, reading Brothers Karamazov like tries 10 times and you will have a different perspective. But anyway, yeah, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
You know what? When you're gonna talk about it, you need to mention that kind of novel has no ending because the author has
He died.
He died already in the progressive writing, right?
Yeah, he
so
died.
So it's no ending, and exactly like the way you kept talking about it in that 3 years, no ending. You know what I meant?
But it's so astounding. We don't really know if like in the end the true culprit died, and everybody just slowly die away. And
That's the reason why it has no ending. Come on.
I mean, Russian literature, everyone just
okay. You just trying to make a war right now. You shouldn't be like that way. People will call you racist. You know.
No, I don't. Like
you just prove that you do.
No, like we are Vietnamese, and Vietnamese we hate everybody.
Okay, now you just make another war.
No, but it's true, right?
We're just kidding. Truly, seriously, we're not serious. We're just kidding. See the author and she like to drop under her just has no meaning.
I have
very
no sense
meaningless.
of humor. I have no sense of
you
humor.
You think that's called sense of humor?
I said I have no sense of humor.
Okay, I totally agree with you. Because you just keep making war after war after war, and then you write to talk about war. Wow, amazing.
I'm a hypocrite. That's what I do.
Okay, whatever. Okay, so time up. And the next part, we would talk about the question you might have, or what the viewer, the reader will send you any kind of question. Unfortunately, this is the first section and the first part of everything. This is the beginning of us, so I haven't received any kind of question from your faithful reader. And the only question I have, I just asked you.
Yeah.
So maybe next time we might get maybe 1 or 2 questions, hopefully. If not, I will create a question to ask, no worry. You have a lot of questions, don't worry. It's non-stop. It's like has no ending.
Hopefully.
And thank you so much for your 15 minutes today. I know it cost a lot of your time. However, we truly cherish, appreciate, and treasure all the time that you gave for us by listening this podcast, this talking, this conversation between two of us. And my name is Phương Đình. This is my sister, the author of On the Novel, the Poetry, the Novel, the lovely, cute art literature, Thanh Đình.
Hi, it's Thanh Đình from A Writerly Night from the Vault.
And have a good night from us, A Writerly Night from the Vault.